The night was thick with silence, shattered only by the soft rustling of leaves outside the window. In a small, dimly lit room, Anna's breath caught as she whispered, "How could you leave without a word?" Her voice trembled with a mixture of disbelief and sorrow. The sudden disappearance of her closest friend, Mark, had left a wound so deep it echoed through every quiet moment. Memories of laughter and shared dreams flickered in her mind, now overshadowed by the harsh shadow of betrayal. The room felt colder, emptier, as the weight of unanswered questions pressed against her chest. She remembered Mark's last words, almost a whisper, "Trust no one, Anna." Now, the silence screamed louder than any accusation. Somewhere beyond the walls, life continued, indifferent to the fracture that had rent her world. But inside, everything was irrevocably changed. The story had begun with a broken bond, a whispered secret, and a fracture that would not heal. Anna's mind was a storm of swirling questions and shattered trust. Why did he vanish like a ghost? She thought, pacing the room with restless energy. The quiet betrayal gnawed at her soul, each unanswered call deepening the chasm inside. She remembered the last time they spoke, Mark's eyes dark with a secret he refused to share. "I can't do this anymore," he had said. The words echoed in her heart, a silent scream in the emptiness. Outside, the city hummed with indifferent life, but inside, Anna's world had narrowed to a pinpoint of grief and confusion. She longed for clarity, for a sign that what happened was not the end. The weight of abandonment bore down on her, threatening to crush the fragile hope she clung to. In her restless wandering, Anna stumbled upon an old photo album, its leather cover cracked and faded. Fingers trembling, she opened it to reveal frozen smiles and happier times. Mark's laugh, captured mid-sentence, seemed to mock the silence he left behind. Each image was a ghost, a reminder of a bond now broken. She lingered on a picture of them by a riverside, sun setting behind, colors warm and golden, too perfect, too unreachable. The room grew quieter, the weight of nostalgia settling over her like a thick fog. Anna whispered, "What happened to us?" Her voice barely rose above the silence, her heart aching with the unbearable pull of memories that refused to let go. The evening deepened, and with it, Anna's growing realization that some truths were too painful to face alone. She dialed a number she hadn't called in years. Her sister, Lisa. The line crackled softly, hesitation thick in the silence before Lisa's voice finally came, steady but concerned. "Anna, it's been so long. What's wrong?" Anna's voice broke. "I don't know where Mark is, or why he disappeared." Lisa's sigh carried years of shared sorrow and unspoken fears. "Sometimes," Lisa said gently, "people run from what they can't face, but that doesn't mean they don't want to come back." The conversation was a fragile lifeline, a small thread of hope in the dark night of uncertainty. Night folded over the city, wrapping Anna in its quiet embrace. She sat by the window again, clutching the crumpled letter from Mark, reading his final words one more time. "Trust no one," it said, a warning and a plea. Her mind raced through every conversation, every shared secret, searching for hidden meanings. Doubt and fear tangled with love and hope inside her heart. Was it all a lie? She wondered aloud. The wind whispered through the trees outside, carrying with it a promise, a fragile possibility of healing and understanding. Anna closed her eyes, drawing in a shaky breath. Tomorrow was uncertain, but tonight she vowed to find the peace that eluded her. The journey was just beginning. Morning light filtered through the thin curtains, casting soft patterns across Anna's tired face. She sat cross-legged on the floor, eyes closed, trying to steady her racing mind. "I need to find calm," she thought, remembering an old meditation technique Mark once mentioned. Her thoughts, however, swirled like a storm, doubts, fears, and questions threatening to overwhelm her. Suddenly, the phone buzzed, jolting her out of her trance. It was a message from an unknown number. "Meet me at the old bridge. Answers await." Her heart pounded with a mix of hope and fear. Could this be Mark reaching out, or a trap laid by the secrets that haunted her? The quiet room now felt charged with anticipation. Today marked the start of something unknown, a path she wasn't sure she wanted to take but couldn't ignore. Anna arrived at the old bridge just as twilight descended, the sky painted with hues of purple and orange. The air was cool and still, carrying whispers of forgotten conversations. She scanned the shadows, heart hammering as footsteps echoed behind her. A figure emerged, Mark, gaunt and haunted, eyes flickering with a mixture of guilt and relief. "Anna," he said, voice low but steady. "I had to disappear. There were things you didn't know. Things I couldn't tell you." She swallowed hard, searching his face for truth. "Why?" she asked, voice barely above a whisper. Mark looked away, the weight of his silence heavier than words. "The world is not as simple as we believed," he finally said. "But there's a way out. A teaching that changed everything for me. If you're willing, I'll show you." Anna nodded, hope flickering in her chest, unsure whether this was salvation or another trap. Mark led Anna down a narrow path, flanked by ancient trees, their branches forming a protective canopy. "This teaching," he explained, "is about seeing beyond the noise inside your mind, the fears, the stress, the endless chatter." Anna listened intently, every word stirring a flicker of curiosity amid her skepticism. "It's simple, but not easy," Mark continued. "In Zen, we call it just sitting, observing your breath, your thoughts without judgment." Anna closed her eyes briefly, imagining the stillness he described. The forest seemed to hold its breath, the evening sounds dimming around them. "You don't have to fix anything," Mark said softly. "You just learn to be with what is. That's where true peace begins." Anna's doubts didn't vanish, but the possibility of relief felt tangible for the first time in weeks. They reached a small clearing where a simple wooden bench sat beneath a tall pine. Mark gestured for Anna to sit. "Start by focusing on your breath," he instructed. "Inhale slowly, exhale fully." Anna hesitated, then obeyed, feeling the cool air fill her lungs. "Notice the thoughts that arise," Mark said, "but don't follow them. Let them drift like clouds." Minutes passed, the forest quiet, except for distant birdsong. Anna's mind, for the first time in days, slowed. The knot of anxiety loosened, replaced by a fragile calm. "It's harder than it looks," she admitted. Mark smiled gently. "It's practice, not perfection. This moment, right now, is the only one that matters." Anna nodded, the weight on her chest lifting ever so slightly. The teaching was simple, but its power began to seep deep within her. As darkness settled, Anna and Mark sat side by side in silence. The world seemed to fade, leaving only the rhythm of their breathing. "Stress is the noise of resistance," Mark said quietly. "When you stop fighting, the mind finds stillness." Anna thought about the turmoil inside her, the betrayal, the unanswered questions, the fear of the unknown. Could this practice, this simple act of just sitting, truly untangle the knots that had tightened around her heart? The night air cooled, stars appearing overhead like distant watchful eyes. "Try this for 10 minutes each day," Mark encouraged softly. "It won't fix everything overnight, but it will teach you how to return to peace, no matter the storm." Anna felt the first fragile thread of hope weaving through her despair, a beginning rather than an end. Days passed and Anna began to incorporate the practice Mark taught her into her daily routine. Each morning, she sat quietly, focusing on her breath, the world narrowing to the simple rhythm of inhale and exhale. It wasn't easy. Her mind protested, flooding her with worries and memories she wished to escape. Yet slowly, she noticed subtle shifts, moments when the relentless chatter quieted, when stress loosened its grip. One afternoon, as she sat by the window, she realized she hadn't thought about Mark's disappearance for a few minutes. The realization brought an unexpected relief, a small victory in her ongoing battle with inner turmoil. The path to peace was uncertain and winding, but Anna felt she was taking the first true steps. One evening, Anna met Lisa for coffee, her sister's worried gaze meeting hers across the table. "You're different," Lisa said softly, stirring her drink. calmer, but distant. Anna smiled faintly. It's the meditation. It helps me see things differently, even if it's hard. Lisa reached out, squeezing her hand. I'm glad you're finding something that helps, just don't lose yourself in the process. Anna nodded, feeling the delicate balance between healing and holding on to who she was. The world outside buzzed with noise and chaos, but inside her, a quiet revolution was underway. Healing was not linear. It was messy, painful, but possible. During one particularly restless night, Anna's mind spun with doubts and fears. She found herself back at the old photo album, searching for answers in frozen smiles and captured moments. But this time she didn't linger in sadness. Instead, she let the images remind her that life was a series of moments, some painful, some joyful. The past was not a prison, but a teacher. I can't change what happened, she whispered, but I can choose how to live now. This shift in perspective felt like a door opening inside her, a gentle invitation to release the weight she carried. The Zen teaching wasn't about erasing pain, but learning to sit with it, to watch it pass like clouds across the sky. Anna returned to the forest clearing where Mark had introduced her to meditation. This time, she sat alone, feeling the cool earth beneath her and the steady rhythm of her breath. The familiar sounds of birds and rustling leaves surrounded her, grounding her in the present. Let go of the need to control, she reminded herself. Accept what is. With every inhale, she welcomed peace. With every exhale, she released tension. The past, the future, the worries, they all seemed less overwhelming in this sacred stillness. For a moment she was no longer the woman haunted by loss, but a quiet witness to life unfolding around her. This was the essence of Zen, to be fully here, simply and deeply. As weeks passed, Anna's practice deepened, and with it, her understanding of herself and her pain. The betrayal that once felt like a crushing weight became a quiet teacher, showing her resilience and compassion. She found herself smiling more, engaging with the world in ways she hadn't dared before. Mark's absence was still a wound, but no longer the center of her world. One afternoon, she sat in the park where they had once laughed together, breathing in the warmth of the sun and the life around her. Thank you, she whispered to the air, not sure if Mark would hear, but grateful nonetheless. The journey was far from over, but Anna had found the first glimmers of peace, a seed planted in the fertile soil of acceptance and presence. Anna's newfound calm was tested unexpectedly when an old friend, Jenna, confronted her about the sudden changes. You seem different, Jenna said, her tone tinged with curiosity and concern. Anna smiled gently, feeling the strength in her calm voice. I've learned to sit with my stress, to face it without running. Jenna frowned, unsure. But what about the pain, the anger? Anna nodded thoughtfully. They're still there, but they don't control me anymore. I'm learning that peace isn't about escaping emotions, but embracing them fully. Jenna's eyes softened, a flicker of respect passing between them. For Anna, this moment was a reminder. True change ripples outward, touching others even when we least expect it. Later that day, Anna found herself reflecting on her journey while sitting by a quiet river. The water flowed steadily, indifferent to the turmoil of the world around it. Life is like this river, she mused aloud, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent, but always moving forward. The metaphor resonated deeply, reminding her that change was constant and unavoidable. She understood now that resistance only fueled her suffering. Letting go was not defeat, but liberation. Anna breathed in the cool air, feeling a profound gratitude for the lessons hidden in pain. The river's endless flow mirrored her own unfolding path, unpredictable yet beautifully alive. One evening, Anna received a letter from Mark, the first in months. Her hands trembled as she unfolded the paper, eyes scanning the carefully written words. He spoke of regret, of the burdens he carried alone, and of the Zen teaching that saved him from despair. I hope you find the peace I am still seeking, he wrote. The letter was a bridge across the distance that had grown between them, fragile but real. Anna felt a mixture of sorrow and hope, a reminder that healing was a shared journey, even when paths diverged. She folded the letter carefully, a quiet resolve settling within her. The past was a chapter, but the future was unwritten. Anna decided to attend a local meditation group, seeking connection and support. The room was filled with strangers, each carrying their own stories of struggle and hope. Sitting cross-legged in the circle, Anna felt a surprising sense of belonging. The leader's calm voice guided them through breath and presence, weaving a thread of unity. For the first time in a long while, Anna realized that peace was not just personal but communal, a shared sanctuary amid life's storms. She exchanged quiet smiles with fellow practitioners, a silent acknowledgement of their collective journey. The Zen teaching had opened a door not only within herself, but toward others. As the session ended, Anna lingered, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. The journey that began with heartbreak and confusion was transforming into something deeper, a path of presence, acceptance, and resilience. She realized that Zen was not a quick fix, but a lifelong companion, teaching her to meet each moment with openness and compassion. Walking home beneath the quiet stars, Anna carried a soft smile, the quiet flame of inner peace glowing steadily within. The story of her stress, her loss, was no longer a chain but a thread woven into the rich tapestry of her life, a reminder that even in pain, beauty and growth are possible. Anna's practice deepened with every passing day, yet an unexpected challenge arose. At work, stress crept back in, deadlines, expectations, and the relentless pace threatening to unravel her calm. One afternoon, overwhelmed by tension, she paused at her desk, closed her eyes, and took a slow, deliberate breath. "This moment is mine," she whispered silently, grounding herself in the present. Her colleagues bustled around, but Anna found a quiet bubble of stillness within. The Zen teaching wasn't about escaping the world but meeting it with presence. Stress was no longer an enemy but a signal, a reminder to return to breath, to awareness. It was a difficult lesson, but one she was beginning to master. That evening, Anna reflected on the day while journaling in her small apartment. The words poured out, frustrations, hopes, fears, and moments of calm. Writing became another form of meditation, a way to witness her thoughts without judgment. "I am learning to hold space for myself," she wrote, "to honor the struggle and the growth." Her pen paused over the page, her heart lighter than it had been in months. The journey was no longer a lonely battle, but a dialogue with herself. She realized that healing was an ongoing process, a daily choice to embrace imperfection with kindness and patience. A weekend retreat offered Anna a deeper immersion into Zen practice. Surrounded by nature and guided by a gentle teacher, she experienced moments of profound stillness and insight. During a silent walking meditation, she felt the earth beneath her feet, the breeze on her skin, the rhythm of her breath syncing with the world around her. The layers of stress and doubt peeled away like autumn leaves, revealing a core of quiet strength. She realized that the practice wasn't about perfection but presence, being fully alive in each step. This realization transformed her relationship with stress, pain, and even joy. Back home, Anna integrated the retreat's lessons into her daily life. She began to notice the subtle beauty in ordinary moments: a breeze through the curtains, the scent of fresh coffee, the laughter of children in the park. Stress still arose, but she no longer resisted it with fear or frustration. Instead, she greeted it with curiosity and compassion. One morning, as she watched the sunrise paint the sky in soft pinks and golds, she whispered, "I am here. I am enough." The words weren't a cure, all but a mantra that anchored her through uncertainty. The Zen teaching was no longer a distant concept but a living, breathing practice woven into the fabric of her life. Anna's transformation rippled beyond herself. Friends and family noticed her growing serenity and resilience. During a gathering, her mother remarked softly, "You seem lighter, more present." Anna smiled, feeling gratitude for the path she had walked. The journey from betrayal and loss to peace was ongoing, filled with ups and downs, but she no longer feared the storms. The Zen teaching had given her a way to stand firmly in the eye of life's hurricanes. As she looked around at the faces of those she loved, Anna understood that the true gift of peace was its power to heal not just oneself, but the world around them. One quiet morning, Anna stood before a mirror, studying her reflection with new eyes. The woman looking back was both familiar and changed, marked by trials but glowing with a calm resilience. I used to chase peace like a distant dream, she thought, but now I see it lives within me. The Zen practice had not erased her pain, but it had transformed her relationship with it. Stress no longer felt like a prison but a signal, a teacher guiding her toward presence. Anna smiled softly, her breath steady. "This journey isn't about perfection," she whispered. "It's about being here fully and courageously." The reflection was no longer fractured but whole, a testament to the power of acceptance and inner work. Later that day, Anna attended a Zen workshop led by a revered teacher. The room was filled with eager faces, all seeking refuge from the chaos of their lives. The teacher spoke softly, "Stress is not the enemy, it is the door, Dacha." Anna listened deeply as he guided them through breathing exercises and mindful awareness. Each instruction was a gentle invitation to step beyond fear and resistance. Anna felt a familiar calm wash over her, deeper this time, as if layers of tension peeled away. "We do not control the world," the teacher said, "but we can control how we meet it." Anna's heart swelled with quiet gratitude. The teaching had grown from theory into lived experience. During a break, Anna stepped outside into a small garden blooming with late summer flowers. The scent of jasmine and lavender filled the air. She knelt beside a patch of moss, feeling its soft texture beneath her fingers. Presence is found in the smallest details, she thought. The world's chaos still swirled around her, but here, in this moment, there was nothing but gentle stillness. A butterfly fluttered by, landing briefly on a nearby leaf, embodying the delicate balance between movement and rest. Anna smiled, recognizing the metaphor. Like the butterfly, she could navigate life storms with grace, grounded in the present. The Zen teaching was no longer a practice, but a way of being. Back inside, the workshop resumed with a session on compassionate self-inquiry. The teacher's voice was gentle but firm. "Ask yourself, what am I holding on to that no longer serves me?" Anna closed her eyes and reflected on the burdens she carried. Guilt, fear, unresolved anger. Tears welled up as she allowed herself to feel the full weight of these emotions. "I release you," she whispered silently. The act of naming and releasing was cathartic, a purification of the soul. Anna felt layers of old pain dissolve, replaced by a spaciousness she had never known. The Zen teaching was guiding her not just to peace, but to profound healing. As the workshop concluded, Anna felt a deep sense of gratitude and renewal. The journey that had begun with loss and confusion was now a path of clarity and compassion. Walking home under a sky painted with the soft glow of dusk, she breathed in the cool air, feeling connected to herself and the world around her. The Zen teaching had shown her that stress was not a curse, but a doorway, a chance to awaken, to grow, and to live fully. Anna smiled softly, knowing that while challenges would come, she was no longer afraid. Peace was not a distant goal, but a companion she carried in her heart, ready to meet whatever came with openness and grace. The morning sun rose gently over the city, casting golden light through Anna's bedroom window. She awoke with a quiet smile, feeling a sense of grounded peace that had once seemed impossible. As she stretched and sat by the window, the world outside appeared vibrant and full of possibility. Anna reflected on her journey, from the fracture of betrayal to the gentle embrace of Zen. The teaching had transformed her from a woman overwhelmed by stress to one who welcomed life's uncertainties with open arms. Peace isn't a place, she thought. It's a practice, a moment-to-moment choice. With renewed determination, Anna rose, ready to carry this truth forward, knowing her story was no longer defined by loss, but by resilience and hope. Later, Anna met with Mark in a quiet cafe, their first meeting since his letter. The atmosphere was tentative, but filled with unspoken understanding. "I'm sorry for the pain I caused," Mark said quietly, eyes sincere. Anna nodded. I've learned that forgiveness is part of healing, not for others, but for ourselves." They shared stories of their struggles and growth, realizing the distance between them had been bridged by the very teaching that saved them. Their connection was fragile but genuine, a testament to the power of truth and compassion. Anna felt a quiet joy in this new beginning, knowing that healing was not linear but always possible. Back home, Anna took a quiet moment to meditate, settling into the familiar rhythm of breath and stillness. The world outside hummed with activity, but inside there was only presence. Thoughts came and went like passing clouds, no longer storms but gentle visitors. Anna smiled softly, feeling a profound connection to the moment and to herself. This is the teaching, she thought, not to eliminate stress, but to change how we relate to it. In the silence she found freedom, the freedom to be imperfect, to feel deeply, and to live fully. The journey was ongoing, but Anna no longer feared the unknown. Peace was not a distant shore, but the ocean she was learning to sail. In the evening, Anna walked through a quiet park, the fading light casting long shadows and a soft glow. Children played in the distance, laughter floating on the air. She paused beneath an ancient oak tree, placing her hand gently on its rough bark. "We all carry scars," she whispered, "but they do not define us." The tree, weathered yet strong, was a living reminder of resilience and growth. Anna felt a deep sense of gratitude for the pain that had taught her, for the teaching that had transformed her, and for the life that continued to unfold with unexpected beauty. She took a deep breath and smiled, fully present in the moment. As night settled, Anna sat quietly by her window, gazing at the stars scattered across the velvet sky. Her heart was full of a calm certainty, a truth she wished to share with anyone who struggled as she once had. Peace is not the absence of chaos, but the presence of a calm heart amidst it. The journey had not erased her pain or stress, but it had taught her to meet them with compassion and courage. The story closed not with neat endings but with a gentle invitation to breathe, to sit, and to be present. And in that presence, to find the stillness that can heal even the deepest wounds. Anna's whispered final thought carried beyond the night, echoing softly in the quiet. In every breath, there is freedom.